What up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Pretty Girl Progression Podcast. I am your girl, Sherelle. If you are new here, welcome. I hope you stay. And if you have been here before, girl, welcome back. If you're not familiar with the PGP podcast, we are a faith-based podcast all about personal growth and wellness for my ladies. So sis, if that is you, sit back, relax, take your shoes off at the door, and let's get into this week's episode. Now, I'm really excited about this episode because I have been following this young lady on socials for quite some time through mutual friends. And I'm like, if you're friends with this person, you got to be dope. And I recently got to meet her at an event and decided to bring her onto the podcast. And if I'm bringing a woman on this podcast, it's because she's adding value and she's giving wisdom and there's something to learn from the conversation. Not only is this woman a founder of GW Hospitality, program director for BB Sundays and SOS Thursdays. If you're from Miami, Broward, if you know, you know. Okay. And she's just an all around get 'em girl. Okay. Works in excellence. Without further ado, give me a virtual round of applause for my girl.
Thank you so much, Cheryl. Thank you so much for the dope introduction. That was like...
You like that?
I was like, wow, she's talking about me?
Yes,
like,
ma'am.
That's me.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Of course. So what I always want to know is, how are you doing today? Like, how you really doing? How you feeling?
Today?
Yes, today.
Today, I feel actually very blessed. I woke up feeling very inspired because my business has been growing before my eyes.
Praise the Lord.
Me and my husband, we have been really, cultivating a beautiful life together. So like just this morning, I was just like at awe about like just where I was 6 months ago to where I am now.
Yeah.
And, looking forward to us talking today was a huge highlight. So,
oh my gosh. I'm happy to hear that. We're going to get into all the things because like I said, like hospitality is something that I talk about, but there's so much more deeper.
Absolutely.
So if you could describe who is Kat beyond all the other things?
Who is Kat? A woman of so many hats.
Yes.
How I would describe Kat in today's world is full-on entrepreneur. And when I say entrepreneur, it's because everything that I do always entails creativity, life, existence. I'm a full-time wife now.
Yes.
So yeah, you see the ring.
We love it.
So being a wife has really like taken over a lot of, my actual day-to-day.
Yeah.
So I can't ignore that part of my side of my life. I am also a dog mommy.
Okay, then.
Yes.
I love dogs.
Yes.
I'm not a cat girl, but I love some dogs. I used to have pit bulls, so I love
Oh,
them.
okay, yeah. So you're like a big dog lover. So I have a Dalmatian. Yes.
Dalmatians are big too.
Yes, they're big.
Yes.
Huge. Yeah, so I have a really big baby. But like who Kat is today is really just someone that is vibrant, someone that loves to connect other people to, either their truth, opportunity, their potential. I'm someone that really likes to dig deep, within whatever crevice I'm in, whether it's work or business.
Yeah.
I'm just someone that likes to show up for myself, but also for others. And I like to always and I also like to pour in to other people as well. So in a nutshell, I'm just someone that really just likes to like live and flow, live in my truth. I don't really have like a label, how I used to label myself in my younger years, where I'll be like, I am this person or I'm that person, but I'm just in flow. So whoever I am to you, I want you to kind of just perceive that and take that for what it is, because everyone has a different experience when it comes to me. I'm not someone that just sticks to just one type of personality. I'm the type of friend that you can go party with.
Yeah.
I'm the type of friend that you can go out to the movies with.
Yeah.
I'm the type of friend that we can just be in the house and just, watch Netflix and just talk and just, drink wine and eat popcorn. So I'm just that
I feel like multifaceted, really.
Thank you. Yes, multifaceted, type of person. So that's why I don't really have a particular label. It's just whatever experience you get from me is just what it is.
Yeah. It's so funny that you mentioned all these things. Like,
this
theme for this season is blooming, right? From your seed form.
Yeah.
So mentioning how you are, your kindness, and how you like to connect with people, I want to get to know Kat in her younger years as a child.
Okay.
Who was Kat as a child? Where are you from? And have you always been that?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
That's a good question. So, baby Kat, I should say, she was born and raised in a little city called West Park. So for those who know West Park, it's literally like the crevice of County Line that intersects Miami and, Broward.
I know West Park.
Yes. And I'm also a Catholic school student. So since birth, from baptism to communion to confirmation, I pretty much lived through the whole religious background and, being in Catholic school.
Yeah.
I was raised by 2 Haitian immigrants. Yes. So, them being, from Haiti, they really wanted to make sure that one, I had an amazing, not only childhood, but also, education. And also them going to Catholic school at a young age, they wanted me to experience how that could, resemble into my life in my adult years, which honestly helped because comparing myself to other people when I got to public school, by the time I was like middle school going into high school, I did see the difference, in like the education system. So I would say I was like a little bit more advanced than other kids in the curriculum. Like I was learning cursive in the first grade, while some people didn't even learn cursive at all. So I started to see like the difference within, okay, the parents that really like put in extra time, money, investment into their child's, education, to the ones that just do the bare minimum.
Yeah.
So my childhood consisted a lot of that, which consisted a lot of envy.
From other people?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I didn't really realize that my education was a threat until I started using my mindset that I built through the Catholic school system into my actual personal life. And at a very young age, I honestly started to throw events. I would say at the age of 9, I was very diverse into computers. So my mom, I was a very big techie girl.
Yes.
So she bought my first Dell desktop, and literally from then I was just so like fascinated with like Microsoft and Paint and all these different applications, and I had to learn what applications were. And once I got into the internet, it was a wrap. But I really started at Paint. Paint was like the foundation of my life. That's why whenever I think about just like the creative seed that I planted, I always think about that one big bulky desktop that my mom bought me. And when I used the application Paint, I learned color, I learned fonts, I learned how to shift certain things on just one blank canvas. So that one blank canvas made me realize just the endless possibilities of my creativity.
Yeah.
And then from Paint came into Word. And then when I got into Word, that's when I was like, I know how to type. I know how to read. My mom invested into like this CD called, I believe it was called like Beacons, like typing school. And I had to like learn how to type without looking at the keyboard.
Was not playing.
Oh yeah, like she was building me up
Yeah.
at a very young age, but I didn't really get it because, don't get me wrong, as a kid, you want to go out and play, you want to go ride a bike. But she was like, no, you're going to sit your butt here and you're going to do all of these, courses online before you go play outside.
Wow.
Which honestly, to this day, I tell my mom, like, thank you.
Yes, for
Literally,
sure.
because I didn't realize, being Haitian American at this age, we were we were subject to not be successful.
No, for sure.
We were subject to be pregnant, have multiple baby daddies, never finish school. So they were very adamant of making sure that I was not any of those stereotypes that developed over the time, especially in South Florida. Because around the time I was born, which was like, late 90s, it was Freaknik time.
Everybody, dang, it really was Freaknik time.
It was Freaknik time. So you have to remember, like, that was the environment, that was the culture that was around, like, even down to music. Like, my dad didn't let me listen to Trina or Trick Daddy and stuff because of the language, the vibration. Like, he was a music producer, so he knew this is not something that you should be feeding yourself at a young age.
Yeah.
So at a very young age, like, I was, not to say restricted, because I was still very much myself. Like, I still was allowed to, like, pour into my creativity, but with limitations, because, again, comparing myself to like the kids that I went to school with, it was like night and day, like I came from Catholic school, and then in the middle of Catholic school, I had to go into public school, and I got introduced to weed and rap music and all this crazy stuff. And I was just like, wow, it was like a culture shock.
Let me ask you, what was the most challenging part of Catholic school? Because my younger sister always went Catholic school for some time. So I'm curious, what's the most challenging part of Catholic school, and then when you transition into public school?
So I would say the most challenging was my personality. So just to give you some background, I went to a school called Annunciation Catholic School, literally less than 400 kids throughout the entire school from pre-K 3 to 8th grade.
Wow.
So each class had a minimum of at least, like, I would say 25 to 30 kids. But the thing is that you'll go into each grade with those same kids.
Wow. So it never changed.
It never changed. So I had the same friends, the same, type of, like, uniform, like everything just felt super conditioned and so routine. Yeah. Thank God I didn't go to, like, an all girls school, because that would have definitely made it more complicated. But I would say, like, the biggest challenge was there wasn't so many Black kids being enrolled into the school. Wow. Meaning predominantly it was 90% Hispanic and white. Whoa. The 10% were actually Haitian kids. The Haitian kids that the moms or the fathers that actually, sometimes they didn't really have it invested into their child to have that, strong educational foundation. So I would say when I was hitting like 3rd or 4th grade, that's when I started to see, like, the kids got deeper into their culture, and whatever was happening in the household was transferring over into school. Meaning I wasn't light enough to play doctor, during recess, or me, loving Michael Jackson. Like, I used to be a huge Michael Jackson fan.
We still are.
Yes. And me, like, always singing his songs or, like, dancing, because now that I'm older, I didn't know I had ADHD at a young age. So, like, I would finish my work super fast, and I'll have lots of, like, free time to, like, fool around. So I would find myself, like, dancing and, like, being just creative, and they'll shun me for it. They'll put me in detention. Sometimes they'll suspend me for, like, drawing during, school. So, like, they were trying to, like, pretty much get in the way of knowing who I am, because they wanted me to, like, stay in some type of regimen that they built throughout the years of them having the school, because it was a predominantly Irish staff. So, like, the father, the sister, they're all from Ireland. Yeah, it's crazy. They're all from Ireland.
I was going to ask you this, because being Haitian American as well, people will always say to me, like, oh, you don't sound like, like you're Haitian, or you don't look like, or whatever, all the time, right? So you going to a predominantly, like, Spanish, white school, we call them blunts. Like, how did you even, or the better question is, was there any identity, like, crisis for you? Or did you always just know, this is who I am?
I always knew I always knew this is who I am. And it wasn't until I got to the 6th grade where I told my mom, like, I think I'm done with this school. Because I think at that point of my life, as we're getting older, certain parts of our brain starts to really start developing. I started to realize, like, I wasn't able to really show all of me. And once I really started to feel more like restricted, and I used to get like shamed on for just being who I am, that's when I told my mom, like, listen, we might need to really explore public school. And for a while, I would say she was fighting against it.
Of course.
She was fighting against it.
What do you mean? I just invested. I
all
want
these
the best
years.
of the best.
Yes. And I get it. Like, it was a very big family-oriented school because, like, all of the parents knew each other, all the students knew each other for years on. So it was a very, even for myself too, like, I didn't really want to leave, like, my friends and what I knew, like, the familiarity. But in my soul, I knew if I wanted to really explore who I truly am, I needed to leave this environment. And sadly, I started to act up. I started to, like, do a lot of bad things just to get myself kind of in trouble. To the point where like, the school is like, hey, enough is enough. And that's actually what happened. I actually got expelled.
Wow.
I got expelled.
Man, okay, first of all, because, the Zoes don't be playing. What you mean you got expelled?
Yeah.
But I'm also curious, how did Catholic school shape your faith?
It shaped it in a way where I realize being Catholic doesn't mean... All right, let me pause real quick.
Yeah.
Let me think this through.
Absolutely. Please.
I would say the way Catholic school shaped my faith was realizing that I didn't need to actually go to a Wednesday mass or a Sunday mass to have a relationship with God. I kid you not, my relationship with God grew stronger once I left. And I realized it's because I needed to figure out my own system to how I can connect with God, not through, years and centuries of teachings and mythologies. Like, I don't resonate with that. So once I realized, oh, I can still be homies with God and not have to submit to this crazy lifestyle that doesn't resonate with who I really am, I think that's when I really, like, developed my faith within just me trusting and learning more about my relationship with God to the point where I actually, like, never looked back. Like, I honestly haven't been to not one Catholic mass in ages, unless, I have a godson. He just had a communion, so I'll go to those special occasions. But nonetheless, like, I'm just way more happier and way more fulfilled by just practicing my own,
your own way.
Exactly.
The truth is, like, a lot of people struggle with their relationship with God, with Christ, because they think that it has to be this one way. Like, for me, my grandpa was a pastor. So, I went to church, but I never knew what it was to have a relationship. Like you said, a homie. Like, I can talk to the Lord any type of way and be like, you know me, like, you made me. So help me figure it out, because my own heart is deceitful, like, I might not know how to do this on my own, but so help me in that way. So what would you say to anybody or any woman who's just, like, struggling from Catholic school and having, like, being on that religious side to finding their own path with God?
I mean, honestly, the biggest advice that I can give to someone like that is to, like, actually take the leap of faith. And sometimes people don't want to hear that because it's just the fear. The fear can, like, hold you back. But actually
100%.
just jumping full force, like, abandoning the things that that don't resonate with you, not letting that hold you back into actually leaping into your faith.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm someone that's a risk taker. I'm an Aries. So I'm someone that sometimes can walk into the fire before even thinking about how bad it's gonna burn me. But I would just say to any woman, like, just jump. Just take that leap, because you really don't know what's on the other side until you actually take the risk.
That's a fact. So let's get into like your bud form, right? So the fact that you were going into high school and you're kind of being a little bit rebellious.
Yeah.
What did that look like as you were growing into womanhood?
Say that one more time. So sorry.
What did it look like you growing into womanhood?
Yes.
As you started transitioning from middle school and going into high school and just growing into womanhood? What did that look like for you?
Well, honestly, changing offices definitely facilitated that.
What do you mean? Changing offices?
What I mean by that is like going from Catholic to public school. I think that transition, I didn't realize how pivotal that was going to be for me, because that was like the introduction into like Cat, like who Cat really is, from music taste to fashion. Because, you know, I was restricted. I was super restricted. And going through that, I actually had to like face a lot of ups and downs from sexuality. You know, growing up in Catholic school, I actually liked women, and I didn't really know how to navigate that because, you know, from the teachings, it's like, that's forbidden and you can't do those things. But once I got the restriction off of me, I started to actually explore what that may look like.
Yeah.
So I would say dabbling into knowing my sexuality, knowing what I really like as a person, or the friends that I actually like, because, you know, I went from a 400 person school to almost like 3,000 to 4,000 people. So I got to really see like, who is my people, who isn't my people. And to be honest, like, even though the educational system was completely different.
Oh yeah.
Meaning, like, not to say that I regressed, but I was at a pace where that was a little bit slower than what I'm used to being in. I could say that the superlative, or like the extracurriculums that I used to take in public school really shaped me, because I had film school in high school. I did ceramics. Like, I did like a lot of hands-on creative stuff.
What high school was this? That sounds like a good high school to me.
Yes, it was Everglades High School.
I went to Everglades.
I went to Everglades. I'm class of 2015 though.
I'm class of 2005.
Oh yeah, so you were at the beginning.
Literally.
My dad actually did the AC for them in 2003. Yeah.
Exclusive. Exclusive. Okay.
No, but that's cool. Go Gators.
Go Gators for real.
Yes, I went to Everglades. So I did everything under the sun.
Dang,
home ec.
I don't remember. I remember when it was the annex, right? Because I went to Flanagan.
Yes.
And then I lived over the 75. And it's interesting, just to backpedal a little.
Yeah.
When you told your mom that, hey, I don't think Catholic school is working out for me anymore, I kind of want to transition to public school. For me, is I went to Norland Middle School and Norland High School.
Yes.
And I didn't really know, you talk about sexuality too. I didn't know about like sex and girls being pregnant. I just would go to school one day and see bellies. And I remember going to my pops like, I don't want to be here no more. I don't know what they got.
What's going on?
I don't want it.
Yeah, something in the air.
Yeah, it felt like it to me. So I was like, I need to go. I need to leave. And a lot of things happened that forced my hand to go and live with my mom. But I ended up moving with her. And I went to Flanagan. First time that I was around a lot of blondes, had my first panic attack. So it was like such a culture shock. And then fast forward, went to Everglades when it was the annex. And they were like putting us into this new school. So that showed me a lot. It gave me more culture for other people and ethnicities. So that's very interesting. But I don't remember. You know what? I was in drama. I'm not going to lie. I was in drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
I did drama too. Like, especially like the time that I got enrolled into Everglades, which was peak of 2011.
Yeah.
At that time, they went crazy. They had photo, video, film production, ceramics, home ec, drama, like the whole nine, to where you can like literally start developing your actual career in high school. So it was kind of like a mini like vocational school.
Yeah, no.
But without, of course, like the actual college credit. So if you wanted the college credit, then you actually had to be like an AP student to actually get there.
You was on your job.
But I went to Glades. So Glades is what really shifted. Yes. And then I went next door.
That's very interesting. Okay, so you talked a little bit about sexuality, right? And I'm guessing this is like going into the high school.
Yes.
You know, it's interesting you say that because I feel like during Everglades, because I dated a girl for 3 months of my life, and no shade to anybody. This was in my adult year.
Yeah.
For me, I don't recommend for me. Okay, it was just too much emotions, too much curiosity, too
it's
much
our hormones.
It was not for me, you know. So tell me, what contributed to that sexual side of yourself when you were exploring women?
What contributed? Let's put it like this. Because my curiosity was so hungry, I went about it, of course, in a non-conventional way. I didn't go public with it. I mean, I have Haitian parents.
Hello?
Me
neither. I'm grown. That's the only reason I could say it.
Okay. So a lot of the things I was doing was, of course, behind the scenes. But the way I went about it was like trying to find women like myself just to test the waters, you know? So my first actual encounter to a woman was, I would say, sophomore year going to junior year. So I'm still kind of like, 15, 16. And she actually looked just like me. Whoa. It was kind of scary.
It was like a mirror to yourself.
It was a mirror.
Wow.
But she was like way smarter, way like AP honors, like, no, like I know it all. And I think that's what made us different, of course, in personality. But I don't know, like she made me see what was possible, but because of like her personality, it didn't get as far because she was more established as you could say like lesbian. And for me, when I was talking to her, I was still kind of like, I don't know what I am yet.
You to this, trying to figure it out.
So I felt very intimidated. And I think me kind of not knowing what I wanted to kind of, made her disinterested.
Yeah.
And then from there, I just was like, you know what? Let me give it another shot with other women. So you can say I used to talk to multiple women at the same time.
Oh, not Cat being a player in these streets.
Hey, I wouldn't say player. I would say I am a serial food sampler. Just like if we're at the mall, I would love to taste all the samples. So that's who I am.
Yes.
So
what broke the chain of, because now you're married to a man, so what kind of broke the chain?
So what broke the chain was my first ever boyfriend. I actually met him a few months before that girl.
Okay, so still high school.
Yeah, still high school. He was actually one of like my bestest friends. So we actually had a friendship first before actually like dating, and even that relationship was super unconventional. Like I have a very unconventional childhood. And even though I have a Haitian mother, my mom was a little bit more lenient than my dad.
Okay.
So my boyfriend at the time, he is, he's not dead. He was, at the time, his culture is Jamaican and Chinese. So he was gorgeous, beautiful hair.
You got a lot of Jamaican Chinese at Everglades.
My God. Oh, baby, they still there. Jeez. But I was just like, And he actually went to Flanagan.
Wow.
So, during that time, being in like the same district, if you go to the football game, you might run into him, whatever. So we used to kick it off, and he really made me see like, dang, like I actually like guys too.
Yes.
But I realized there's a certain type of archetype of men that I like. And I don't know, I think I lean more towards feminine men. Because later into our 2-year relationship, I found out that he cheated on me with a guy.
Boy.
I know.
Got it.
I know.
Boy.
And the worst part is like, we were 15, 16 years old, but living life like we were already like 20, 21.
Yeah.
Because he had a very unstable household. Him and his mother.
What kind of contribute to all that?
Like domestic violence and all that stuff. His mother had multiple kids.
Wow. 1
bedroom. So you can already see how chaotic that could be. So my mom actually fostered him.
Wow.
And he actually lived with us. So it was like an actual relationship that had to enter at a very young age. Out of like us trying to make sure that he was okay.
Wow.
So I had to become an adult at a very fast pace when it came to that relationship. So a lot of the things that kids were doing at 15, I was doing like, at a rate as like an 18-year-old.
So how did that affect you?
It affected me a lot because I had to like not only look after another person, but I also had to like water a relationship, with someone that was also having lots of mental issues. He even went to jail, during our relationship. And I had to like I had to learn so much
you had to grow
at
quick.
16 years old.
Wow.
Yeah.
So if you could just, even before we get into business and marriage, like if you can look back at Kat and give yourself any advice from back then, because it could probably help someone, what would you say to her?
Back then, like during that moment of my life?
Yeah, for sure. It's really your teens.
I mean, honestly, the biggest advice I could give to myself is to pour into yourself before you pour into others, as much as you pour into yourself. I feel like I was pouring way more into other people than myself, which kind of like left me empty, dry.
Yeah, it can.
It left me very insecure, very hopeless. Especially during that time, I felt very lost. So even me trying to navigate what was wrong with me because my partner left me for a guy, like I had to realize like younger me should have just really just got deeper into my bag and deeper into like who I really was, and instead of trying to foster people. And I learned that trait, unfortunately, through my mom, because I've watched her bring in people from Haiti and like sponsored them for sometimes 6 months to 5 years.
Yeah.
So her having that giving heart, it rippled onto me, and I realized like a lot of my joy in childhood got ripped away because I was trying to be someone's savior at a very young age when I need to save myself.
Absolutely.
So that would be the advice, is just to show up for myself more than I did for others.
Absolutely. But it's so interesting transitioning into your adulthood now. You definitely had a lot of digging from that bud. You was digging through that. But now that you're sprouting into this woman, you're a businesswoman, you're a married woman, and I'm just curious to know, like, GW Hospitality, where did that come from? Where did that stem from?
So it's actually hilarious. My mom has this saying, because she doesn't live here anymore. She lives in New Mexico because she's a urologist now.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead, mama.
Yeah, she was like,
Mommy.
She's like, I'm about to get this degree.
Hello.
And put it to use.
Yes.
So she pretty much moved over there, and every time she's traveling to visit us, she's like, I'm gonna reach at 8:00, God willing, God willing, God willing. And we always laugh at her because I'm like, Mom, why you have to use God willing for every sentence, right?
Because those don't play about the Lord.
Okay? She's like, God willing, God willing.
Yes.
So I was like, God willing. Like, I get it. I get why she says it. And beyond that, of course, GW really stands for my new last name, Gustave-Whyte.
Wow.
Yes. So when I got married, I actually still adopted my last name and just combining the two because I'm an only child. I'm my dad's only daughter. And with the Gustave, family line, there's only 3 women left with that last name, and I'm one of them.
Yes.
So just in case my other 2 cousins don't end up keeping their last name, I was like, I'm gonna do it because I'm my dad's only daughter.
First of all, I love the God willing, and then it also correlates to your name and your new last name.
Yes.
That's dope in itself. I want to hyphenate my name when I get married. Like my last name is Lourdes, so I'm like, is that wrong? How did your husband did he want you to just kind of keep it, and did you guys struggle?
Oh no. Listen, my husband, it's my world, unfortunately.
I love that.
He's like, whatever you want, I'm cool with, and I just love the relationship that my husband and my dad has.
Yes.
They're like this. So like he really wanted to like give my dad something, whether it's him keeping the last name or us giving him kids.
Yes.
But whatever the case may be, like, he was like, yeah, like, we need your name in the mix. So he was all for he was the one that actually encouraged it.
Love a man
so
like that. Come on.
I was like, couldn't be happier.
It's your world.
It's my world.
He's happy to be
He's just
here.
living in it. No, for real.
Yes, and I
For
love
real.
that. May that sprinkle on every woman, okay? Sprinkle. I love that. So you guys both, because you're founder, co-founder with your partner. So interesting enough, going back to business. So like I mentioned, BB Sundays, SOS Thursday, you have your own business. Those are more so like creative director projects that you did.
Correct.
We were at a social exchange event. And if you're in Miami, they're the best parties to go to.
Yep. Shout out to Alexis Brown.
And shout out to Alexis. I've been waiting on you, by the way, but yes. So I got to meet you for the first time there, and you just had such a great energy. You still have a great energy about yourself.
Thank you.
You had like everybody there. The vibes are right. It was your birthday. You're just coming off of being married.
Yes.
So talk to me about the struggles, because I want to know the struggles first, about the hardest thing in hospitality for you, building this business.
Ooh, the hardest thing. The hardest thing is, it's not even really the project. Sometimes it's the client.
Okay.
I think sometimes the hardest thing is like navigating with the client that isn't ready for like the level of hospitality that I'm willing to bring to their front door. And what I say by that is, think of like an event producer that's been doing their own events as a freelancer, no team, no support, doing everything on their own, to finally waking up one day and saying, you know what, I need support. And they'll call someone like me. I feel like sometimes those type of clients get in the way of their potential because they're not ready to let go of the survival mode that they have been subjected to.
Yes.
So I think that's been the hardest thing I've been navigating with certain hospitality, opportunities, is sometimes the client, because we can have the best ideas, the best types of collaborations that we can come into fruition. But if they're not willing to invest, believe, trust into that, the whole thing gets washed out.
So what does it look like so I heard about you. Okay. Your reputation precedes you.
Yeah.
I need to call Kat. And I'm like, okay, I want to throw an event, throw a party. What exactly does that look like? What would be your ideal client and event that you throw for them?
My ideal client would be someone that, one, trusts in why they called me. You called me for a reason. You either called me for what you've seen that I've done, the types of results that I have, that I'm actually able to, execute.
Yes.
Or just, again, like you said, like the vibe, the energy that comes with me and like my team. So I feel like an ideal client would be someone that, one, trusts, two, someone that actually has a budget.
Hello.
Let's be for real now.
Okay.
Like, we can have dreams and aspirations, but without the budget, nothing can really move.
Yes.
And then I would say third would be really someone that loves to like see the endless possibilities of that one idea. Because the way I work is, you'll give me something and I'll expand on it.
Yes.
Sometimes times 6. You tell me, hey, I want to do a Pilates class. Okay, everyone's doing a Pilates class. What's going to make your Pilates class different? And from there, they'll tell me, well, you know what? I would love to have stripes. So I'm like, okay, we can have stripes, but let's see how we can utilize the stripes. Let's put the stripes on your invitation, because that's the first thing that people are going to see. Let's put the stripes on pillowcases. Let's put it on, inflatables. Let's put on pens. Like, let's go crazy with your message. Let's pierce it into everyone's brain when they walk in. And that's how I became more of an experiential strategist when it comes to the hospitality and event production world. Is like, I see this one little thing and I just know how to like add air to it, like a tire,
Absolutely.
So someone that is willing to, again, trust me, have the actual budget to invest, but also see the endless possibilities is my ideal client. Yes. Because now you're able to really step into my world, which is still your world. Yes. You know, because whenever I sign myself up for a project, I have to really love it or I won't do it at all. Absolutely. And the reason why I say that is because I walk into every single project like it's my own. Yeah. So I'm not going to like slack or just treat your project like it's another project that just came into my inbox, you know, versus me actually like thinking like, no, this is actually my project. My name's on it. And I don't play about my reputation. Right. So in any possible form to where I can make not only myself look good, but you look good, let's make it happen. So that's the type of person that I am. Is it hard being in Miami as a Black woman, a Haitian Black woman, building something so big? Because you hear about, and I don't want to say their names, but we hear about different hospitality groups that are white led and they have names for themselves. They have the income, the finances, the things to just get them off the ground. Yes. Is it hard for you right now to like knock those doors down, or have you found it easy? If so, how so? I would say it's still hard if I'm being very vulnerable. Because like you said, there's a lot of other cultural groups that are easily get into the bag. Even like, I even realized too, there are some people of our tone that are using other people in those groups to get to their bag. Yes. I'm seeing a lot of that happening. Yes. Now, how I operate, I'm someone that loves all people, right? But I can't deny majority of my ecosystem is Black and brown people. Yeah. So I think when it comes to like my past events or like my recaps, it's undeniable that it was Black owned. And sometimes when it comes to my portfolio, as bad as it sounds, I fear of putting so much of that type of imagery into it because now it's making it feel like they're focusing more on that versus like the artistry at play, you know? So when it comes to like my portfolio now, I try to use more like you know, like fabrication details or menu, you know, shots or food shots, just so you can kind of capture the full essence of the experience, because I do see that I get gigs easier when I don't make it so Black forward or Black focused. Now, don't get me wrong, I still get both, you know, because it does help me with, you know, different Black-led groups that want Black-led women or Black-led men to orchestrate their events. Prime example, there's a group called Givers Revival, and they are a spirit-led, you know, organization group. They've done numerous, you know, retreats and spiritual ceremonies and all of those things, but they wanted to invest in a Black woman. Yeah. So whenever I'm in those spaces, I thrive. But I realize when it comes to like the more corporate, more commercial work, like a Coca-Cola or a Delta airline, or I'm just throwing out, you know, certain brands I would love to work with. Oh, yeah. They will choose the blunts before the ice. Yeah. So I can't say it's been easy, but I've learned how to navigate trying to get in those spaces without having to diminish so much of my integrity and who I am. Yeah. What's the biggest misconception about what you do? The biggest misconception, if any. I think the biggest misconception is I think a lot of people think I'm comfortable doing everything, you know, because I've came from that world. My film background, I used to be an actual director and producer. Wow. And for anyone that's in film and media, you know how hard it is to try to do both. You can't. So imagine, I mean, you can, but you can't. It's like, yeah. So imagine, you know, your producer having to do 3 other different roles trying to produce.
My producer do be doing 3 other roles. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yes. And shout out to Will for that, right?
Wes.
Oh, sorry, Wes. My bad.
Shout out to
Wes. Shout out to Wes for that. But
yeah,
I think the misconception from being in that world is that they're thinking, oh, I can give Kat this one budget and she can do everything. Like, no, I come with a team now.
Yes.
I come with people that I delegate certain strengths to, so I can really harp on my biggest strength, which is just being an overseer, being a facilitator, being someone that's the connector. You know, like I can't do it all. I can't do all the invoicing. I can't do all the creative mood boards and treatments. I can't do it all.
Yeah.
And once I realized, like, okay, I have to choose and pick what I can do per, per production or per budget.
Yeah.
I think that's when people start to see, like, oh, she actually does this one thing when it comes to like me hiring for this particular project. So I think the misconception is people thinking I'm Superwoman.
Yeah.
When, I was at a time, but I realized the burnout, the emptiness of my cup that I would receive after, pouring countless of hours and time into everyone else. So now that I stopped living out of survival and started to thrive and give people opportunity and grace and, an actual platform to just show me what they can be and what they can do. I think that's what's been helping, transition that misconception.
And before we even get into like fully marriage, right? I just asked this last question. When do you know it's time to actually hire the help? Because there's a lot of women who listen who are entrepreneurs doing their own business. They're literally wearing different hats and they don't know when to let go of the rein and just say, you know what? I have to trust someone else to do this. What advice would you give to somebody of when to actually get the help? Because I feel through social media, you have that. Like, you delegate very well. We have a lot of mutuals where I'm like, dang, you got some heavy hitters on your team.
Thank you.
I'm like, I could shout out so many people from Slim to Moneybag to Irwin to so many people.
Guys.
You have heavy hitters on your team. So when do you know to let go of the rein and just transition?
I would say the biggest indicator is time. Time management. Once I realized, oh crap, I didn't have like enough time to finish the 7 out of the 15 tasks I had to do for the day. That's when I'm like, I need help.
Okay.
And before I used to drown. I used to make sure I did all 15 and not have a snack, not really have 30 ounces of water for a few hours. Like I used to like really kill myself. And once I realized, okay, time is money.
Yes.
That's when I started to really like make sure that I'm hiring the right help to expand the time.
Yes.
Once I realized, okay, 4 people in an hour creates more like 4 hours. That's when I started to realize, okay, like I need to really start asking for the help. Because I'm telling you right now, I was someone that hated help.
Yeah.
Because I used to, unfortunately, I didn't know certain people were incompetent until we get to the actual, job at hand. And when I see that they're incompetent, instead of me like training, instead of me being patient, giving grace, I used to be like, you know what?
You'll do it.
Stop touching it. I'll just do it. Like,
yeah.
And don't get me wrong, it still got done.
Yes.
But how I felt afterwards was not rewarding.
Yeah.
So once I realized, okay, there's a different method to the madness where you can actually have patience, actually teach them. Don't write them off after the first,
Yeah, it takes time and patience too,
So once I started to like work on me, on how to show up as a better like manager, partner, co-founder, I was like, you know what? I can actually have a team. I needed to work on myself to have the team that I desired to have.
That's a part of the personal growth,
Correct. So I had to check myself. It was me.
Absolutely. I love the accountability.
Thank you.
So let's talk marriage because, I'm in a relationship and I see me marrying this man. Okay, Black King.
Yes.
So you recently got married to your best friend, your partner, Shane.
Sean.
Sean.
Yes.
Sorry, Sean.
It's okay. It's okay.
You
Sean.
recently got
Yes.
married. So I want to dabble into more things, all things marriage. First, I want to ask you, how do you continue to choose each other every single day? How long have y'all been together as well?
So we actually been together for 5 years. We actually got married on the 5th year.
Wow.
Yes, because we actually met December 21st of 2020. And I don't know if you remember that specific day, but that was the day that we were all supposed to get our superpowers. It was like all over social media. It was all over Twitter, Instagram. And
I think I missed that one.
Yes, it was the day that we were all supposed to just get our superpowers. It was like a funny thing. And
yes.
Mind you, I'm heavy in the spiritual, community.
Yes.
So at that time I was following like all the transits, like what's going to be going on for like the week. Like I'm very deep into like degrees and
like
all of
astrology?
That stuff. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So I use astrology as a tool,
okay.
not so much as a religion, because some people do take it another notch, and I'm like, no, still need God.
Yes.
We've been together 5 years on that day, and we decided to, because I'm just like, hey, on like year 4, I was like, what are we doing here? We've been living together for, a few years, because we actually started living together very soon. By the way, a lot of my relationships, they get very deep, very quick. I don't know what it is about me. I don't know if it's the juice, the sauce pois. I don't know. But something about men and me, they just like dive in quick.
Yeah.
So after year 1, like we accidentally start living together.
How you accidentally live?
Girl, it's because he was roommating with 3 guys.
Okay.
They separated, and during the moment that they separated, they all didn't have their stuff together. So one went back to their mom, one went to a girlfriend, and then he was like, my mom has too much people in her house. You're not really my girlfriend, but you have like a 4-bedroom house in North Miami. So
dang, girl.
Yes.
Bossing.
Thank you. So I was like, you can come stay for a little bit.
Yes.
For 3 months to get, to find your place. Girl, 3 months turned into 5 years.
And now y'all are married.
Yes.
So at this point, you guys get married. How do y'all choose each other every single day? I think that's a big question for me, because I know how hard relationships can be. You have to pour into each other while still pouring into yourself. So what does that even look like for you?
How we choose each other? That's a very good question. Let me think that.
Yeah.
I'm actually get a sip.
Yeah.
I'm going to get a sip on that.
Because, for me, I have to wake up every day and say, okay, I know God called me to be with this person. Because for me, we fasted and prayed before we decided to be together, because we were both like, we're grown. What are we doing here? You love God. I love God. He actually suggested it, and God showed up in a mighty way to confirm we should be together. And although we're not married yet, sometimes when he get on my nerves, my last pinky toe nerves, I'm like, God, you called me to be with this man?
Yes.
So it's literally every day you got to wake up and choose this person, because this is your person. So
yes,
I'm curious for you.
So how we choose each other is kind of very similar to how you broke it down. It's funny to say we're actually both Aries, right? So I think that's the baseline. That's always the baseline. It's just us knowing each other very well, us knowing that we're very similar. So we both have like the same temperament. Like we don't hold on to grudges. We don't like have shouting matches. We're not doing things out of like malicious intent.
Yes.
He does get on my goddamn nerves.
Okay.
Don't get me wrong. He gets on my last nerves.
The pinky toe.
Pinky. But I think just how he cares for me and how I care for him is really how we choose each other. It's just like, it's a very spiritual thing, we connected in a very unconventional way.
Everything about you unconventional.
It's always unconventional.
Give it to me, okay?
So I always say this. I always think his frat brother, because I don't know if you know, Sean is actually a Noop. He's
what's a Noop?
A Noop is a fraternity.
Okay.
Kappa Alpha Psi. They're the pretty boys, the crimson and cream, So him coming from that background, I was actually talking to his friend.
Oh.
Yes, I was talking to his friend. And then the same day I met the friend, he was trying to talk to 2 other girls at the party. So I was like, me being me, I'm like, okay, you don't know who I am.
Yeah, now you playing.
Yeah, so now you want to play. So Sean was around the block. He was like around the house or whatever.
Yes.
And I wasn't paying him no mind because I came for his friend. And the friend wanted to play around. So I'm like, you know what? Let me just see what this weird, lonely guy's doing. So we would like, and that's the thing about Aries, right? Like we like to playful banter, like fake bully to kind of see like the temperature in the room. So we were actually at I don't know if you know about Dope Smoke, Joel Franklin.
No, I'm not
he also owns Fuse Cream.
Okay.
So
I've heard of Fuse Cream.
Yes. So he owns both entities.
Yeah.
And he was doing his grand opening for his second location for Dope Smoke and Plantation. So we both went, and it was the night that it was the superpower thing. So we had to write affirmations and burn it. And they had like this infused like nacho cheese station. And my way of talking to him was like, hey, give me some cheese. He's like, sure. Like attitude. Like like it was attitude, but we both was trying to like see what was up with each other, you know? And then one thing led to another, and I was like, you remind me of a Gemini. Just how you are acting. And he was like, I'm not a Gemini. And then I was like, so what are you? And he was like, guess my birthday. And I'm like, how can I guess your birthday? I'm gonna know you. So it was like that type of banter. And then when he told me his birthday was April 8th, I was like, hold on, I'm April 18th. So what's up? You know, and just disclaimer, I never dated an Aries man before. I dated Aries women before.
Okay.
Horrible. Okay. Horrible. I will never do it again.
I mean, I can't.
Yeah, it's too much. Too much.
Yeah.
But when I seen he was an Aries man, I'm like, it intrigued me because I like new things that haven't tried before. So I was like, And I didn't give him my number. I didn't give him my email. I was like, give me your Instagram, whatever. Followed him. And normally the dude would like DM you like 2-3 days later, like, hey, like, what's up? Like, no, I went home. I was thinking about him. It was like 1 a.m. and I was like, I think I want to see you again. I hit him up.
So you went from playing games, thinking you was playing games.
Yes.
To now it's like joke's on you because now you're thinking about him constantly and going from there.
Exactly.
Wow.
And the game changer was, by the way, I didn't know they were roommates. Him and the guy I was talking to.
Okay.
So when he invited me to the house, I didn't think nothing of the address. But when I got to the gate,
Lord,
I was like, oh my God, I was just here. So I was like, this is the perfect revenge. Because now I'm back in your home.
What did you guys?
I'm back in your home with...
Kat, you playing games. You playing games, Kat.
I know. But from that night, we stayed up till 7 a.m, talked about everything under the sun. Actually, he was 29. I was 23 at that time. Okay. And he was working full time in the mall. And me having because before me being in film and in hospitality, I had an edible business for 8 years.
Yeah.
So right after high school till 23, that was like my livelihood.
Yes.
And me just knowing about ownership, I'm like, you know, you're about to be 30. Like, you don't want to own something of your own? And he was like, yeah, but I really don't really know what to do. And I'm like, well, let's navigate that. Mind you, this is our first conversation ever because I love talking about business. So I'm like, let's dig deep into you. Like, what do you like to do? He's like, oh, I like to dance. I like to cook. I'm like, stop right there. I'm like, if you like to cook, we can make that profitable.
Well, yeah, that's another thing too. So when we were when I was at the event, he had his setup and the food was delicious. I think I had like burger pickles with it. It was like,
oh yes, the Port-au-Prince smash burger.
Yeah, Port-au-Prince smash burger. It was delicious. So let me ask you this: now that you guys are one, you're a union. How do you think the Lord has really like elevated y'all while being together? Because I know you're into astrology, but I also believe that when God blesses people to come together in marriage, like he ordains it and he makes it good. So how do you think now being married has maybe elevated your relationship versus just shacking up? 'Cause y'all were shacking up.
Yeah, we were shacking up, but I can definitely say, to be honest, we're only 7 months in to our marriage. I see the elevation since, I would say, day 3.
Wow.
And I say this to say it's because everyone that's been around us, because, you know, it's crazy. We were actually destined to be together because we were actually in rooms without even knowing we were in those rooms.
Wow.
Like, we would go back at like before COVID, and I would tell him like all the events that I used to go to. It's like, oh, I was at the event too. But I'm like, how come I never seen you? How come so I believe in God's timing. That time was the time I need to meet you.
Yes, yes.
So from right there, I was just like, okay, cool. But not only that, because we had shared almost similar ecosystems, if anything, us having external other people that we did not know kind of formed together to now my people know his people and we're one big tribe.
Yes.
I just feel like everyone was just waiting for us to take that next leap of faith, and actually getting married. So once we got married and the word was out, it was on from there. Like, people really wanted to like work with us both. Like, now we're a package deal. Like, we were irreciprocal. I hope I'm saying that right. Inseparable?
Inseparable. We both were tongue
I'm like, crap.
Yes. Inseparable. Yes.
Inseparable. I think now it's undeniable now, because like with the hospitality group.
Yes.
Not only that, I do event production. He does catering. He's also an executive chef. So it was like, it was really meant to happen. And I kid you not, going back to the first night that we met, if I never had that conversation with him, who would have known, what his path would have been and what my path would have been? Because during that time, I was heavily trying to be a filmmaker. I was trying to get out of, being in the semi hospitality group, because me having like my edible business, I wasn't like fully in, but I was like doing events. I was a vendor. I had to learn how to like do like my own setup and get people to work my booth and travel. So I had the glimpse of the hospitality experience, but not like the full scape. So it took for me to pour into his business first, which is Sean's Cooking, for me to see, oh, this is what we could do, and this kind of goes back to your first initial conversation with, my childhood, being on paint. I didn't really get to dive deep too much into that, but like, I learned how to make menus at the age of 10. So I would make my own menu because I was obsessed with having like a restaurant. I would use my living room, and I would, like, my mom would invest in kitchenettes and like fake foods and fake plates. And I would literally make a full restaurant, invite all my friends from my community, right? Because I used to live in Riviera Isles.
Everybody knows Riviera.
Yes. Shout out to the Isles. So I had all the girls come, and it would be a hotel/restaurant. So I would have a whole hotel sign-up sheet where you give me your first name, last name, email, what room did you want. I had 4 bedrooms back in the day, so I would make each room a certain suite. Like, my imagination went rogue. So when I started working with Sean, all of those inner child emotions and imagination came back to the surface, and I was like, I think this is like gonna be the next thing for us. But I think the challenge with me working with Sean and pouring into Sean so much was like, I felt like I was losing a part of my identity because it was all Sean. I mean, his name is the business name. So there's not so much of me, even though I'm the one who's doing all the invoices. I'm the one that's talking to clients
right now. Yes.
So like, I didn't mind being behind the scenes to make him thrive, but I realized there's so much more that we could do other than just catering. So once the film route wasn't going as planned, I pivoted and I went back into events, because in the background, since the 8th grade, I was throwing events, from house parties to clubs. I used to rent out, I don't know if you remember this club. It was called Jam Rock.
Yes.
Yes.
Jeez.
Yes.
Yes.
Throwback, right?
Very throwback. I feel like almost like rendezvous throwback. But
yes. So like I used to throw like Tommy versus Polo parties.
Yeah.
Like I would fit in 500-600 people in one room selling water, making a killing off of just water in the door. And my
Supply and demand.
my mom was the, I would say, cultivator of everything. She really invested in me. She really believed in me. Even though I was just a kid and I may have messed up, like she was just like, she knew how important investing into those, you can say, extra curriculum activities outside of school mattered to me.
For sure.
You know, and that's what really facilitated me being in the event industry. When I tell people I've been doing events since 13, they don't believe me.
I was just going to say, like, it's funny how God uses every single thing that you've gone through in your childhood, from you going to Catholic school, to you in middle school, to you doing arts and learning tech. And now you're married to someone who's in hospitality, who's in the restaurant, but you were making menus when you were young. Like, God doesn't let anything go unused, and it always comes full circle.
Absolutely.
So now y'all started your hospitality together. So he has his portion of the restaurant, but you have the events, the planning, the je ne sais quoi of it all.
For lack of better words, I'm front of house, he's back of house.
Yes, I understand.
You know, like I just look at it in that type of format because he really takes care of business, but beyond like the actual traditional term of front of house and back of house, he really like grounds. He really supports. He's like the anchor to the madness, you know, when I need it. So all of like the burnouts that I used to have, all of the crash outs, those are no longer my worries anymore because I have that partner to really like anchor me in and really make sure that I'm okay.
I was going to ask you this for the women watching and listening. When it comes to picking a partner, choosing a partner, what would you say is like your ideal, like for any woman? Like if you were giving advice to your daughter and she's like, Mommy, I'm thinking about like, this might be the guy. What would you want to say to her before she takes that step of marriage?
I would say the main thing that you need to analyze within the man that, you know, that you're seeking to want to like start a family with or want to, you know, go full forward with, is how much can he invest in you? And I'm not thinking about money. I'm thinking about time, love, patience, accountability. People don't realize relationships are literally one of the biggest investments you can purchase in your life. For lack of better words, you know? So I would say an ideal man is someone that creates time for you. A man that can't create time for you can't do anything for you. Okay?
Literally nothing.
Can't do anything.
Nothing.
So let's start with the time.
Yes.
If you can't create the time, be gone. Second is how he takes care of you. You know, he doesn't have to be the best chef in the world. Thank God my man not a cook. Okay? But you don't gotta be the best chef. He don't has, you know, he probably may not be the person to rub your feet every single night. But how does he show up when you're at your worst, when you're mentally drained, when you're lost? Sometimes care can come in so many different formats. So, you know, I look at it in a way of like, how does he pours, you know, what is his method to his madness to how he pours into you?
For sure.
And then also I would say, and this could go for certain people, but tenderness. I feel like a lot of men come from such aggressive backgrounds, and some of them don't really mean, you know, much from it, because of, you know, probably like their upbringing or their family dynamic. But how a man approaches communication with you is humongous.
It really is.
Because the respect needs to be there. The consideration needs to be there. The integrity of his words needs to be there. You know, so like I strongly feel like how a man talks to you and how he chooses to communicate with you is super important. Because I came from horrible men that would degrade me and belittle me by just calling me certain names, call me out of my name, or, you know, saying certain things about me in the heat of the moment when they just don't know how to communicate. Hey, I just don't want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
You know, so like the level of tenderness actually matters. And of course, personality. I feel like a man with no personality, you're not gonna, it's not gonna be enjoyable for you. I feel like relationships, yes, they're work and it's investments and all of those things, but it should also have like the fun side to it, you know, like a man that is actually willing to want to wake up and want to go bike ride with you or want to go to the beach. Like I've been through so many men that were just so disinterested in just going out to get wine or get some food, you know, no matter where it is. Like they rather be in the trap and
always want to get you drunk. Let's go out
or
and
be with
drink.
the boys.
Or for sure.
You know, like men that prioritize other men, red flag, unfortunately.
Hello.
So yeah.
Because we could talk about this for days, but I really want women and young girls to like know, like, number one, prioritize yourself, love yourself, and be mindful with the partner that you bring in. Pay attention to those red flags, like men who are just constantly with their homeboys and so focused on their homeboys, and then they honestly start treating you like the homeboy, like in the aggressiveness and just not the attentiveness, the communication. Like,
I was even harp on that too, even the hypersexual.
That too, exactly.
That's another part of I see what women are dealing with, where there's just men that can't just not touch you inappropriately to like show you their love. Like a lot of men really haven't learned multiple different love languages other than physical touch. A lot of men think women just want physical touch when other women have different love languages.
Absolutely.
So even that too, harping on love language, I feel like your man should really be able to contribute to your love language. As much as you learn his, he needs to learn yours too.
For sure.
It can't just be you loving on him and he's Prince Hakeem. Like, that's not it. No.
For sure.
You know, so men that shape their world around your world, top tier.
I love it. I'm a big Game of Thrones fan, so I'm always like, bend the knee. Okay, you have to bend the knee to me and show me it's real.
Yes.
So okay, I'll end with this because we could really talk for
all
days. Okay, but I want to ask you, what does pretty girl progression mean to you?
That's a really good question. I think pretty girl progression is a reflection of a woman's soft life. And when I say by soft life, I'm not talking about the Instagram. Oh, I'm in my car with my matcha and I'm doing Pilates and I got this cute little dog. You know, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a woman that like knows her worth, pours into herself, slows down. Girl.
Yeah, heavy on the slow down.
This like slowing down is actually like my theme for this year is slowing down because I'm 29, about to be 30. By next April. So I've been practicing getting into my soft girl era, you know, being more grounded. Progression on the other scale is just believing in yourself, saying yes to almost everything because you really don't know what that yes can land you on. Standing away from fear. I know, you know, fear is inevitable. Like, you know, it's something that's instilled in almost every human.
No, for sure.
But trying to like do doing like yourself that favor to release the fear just to see where you can end up on the other side is, I think, to me, pretty girl progression, you know, just actually taking the risk.
I love that. So well said. I love hearing other people's version of pretty girl progression. So thank you. So Kat, where can the girls find you, support you, reach out to you? I'm still going to put everything in the show notes, but where could they support you?
So if you want to find me on my personal page on Instagram, you can find me on ReworkCat. It's RWRKDCAT, no vowels. And then on the business tip, if you want to get booked and busy with me, you can check out GW Hospitality. It's spelled exactly as is. And that is honestly where you can capture all of our great events, all of our live productions. And even if you yourself want to get deeper into hospitality, we are always open and interested in seeing other people that can, fit our tribe.
Yes. Well, Kat, thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
This has been a great episode.
Thank you.
Y'all, if you are interested in knowing more about Kat, like I said, go support her and all the things that she has to come. And if you're just a girl looking for more personal growth, wellness, a tribe of ladies, faith-based community, just go to www.prettygirlprogression.com. And as always, until next time, queens, love yourself.